Hi, this is Ned Siegfried from Siegfried and Jensen. As proud sponsors of BeliefCast, we hope you are inspired by Todd's weekly podcasts, which contain so many courageous stories of recovery and personal growth. Remember, it's not what happened in the past that matters, it's what happens in the future. We invite you all to work hard and be optimistic about your future. Enjoy today's podcast.
All right, we are back. Thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. This is Todd Sylvester with the Todd Inspires BeliefCast. Once again, I want to tell you how grateful I am for all of your support. We are trending. We are downloading like crazy, and it's because of you guys for supporting this and sharing this. And it's also because I have amazing guests come on, and today's going to be no different. I do need to give a shout out to our sponsors, Siegfried and Jensen, Wasatch Recovery, Mountain West Spine and Orthopedics, Thread Wallets. I just got Thread Wallets, man. Those guys are amazing. They make an amazing product. They're now a sponsor as well. And then Living Recovery Interventions. They're also a sponsor, and we got a bunch of silent sponsors as well. So thank you. You know who you are. And then the music that you heard at the beginning, and you'll hear it at the end of this episode, is by my good friend Paul Cardall. He's an award-winning pianist. He's got 25 million active listeners every month, and I'm grateful that he's a part of this as well. So we are just in a good spot. I'm surrounded by amazing people, and I love you guys. Well, today we have a guest. His name is Rob Shaffer. Rob, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Rob has an incredible story. He was referred to me by a mutual friend of ours, someone that I used to work with here at Wasatch, and I'm just grateful that he connected us.
Yes.
And you're great guy. A little background on Rob, and there's a lot of background, but I'm just going to hit a few key points. He's a self-development coach. He's got a bachelor's from the University of Utah in social work. He's had a 10-year drug addiction, which we're going to really get into because it's miracle after miracle in his life through, a lot of pain and anguish and trauma in his life. He does retreats, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Hive Vibrations, Hyve.
Correct.
Hive, yep. And which is amazing. You're just trying to make a difference in people's lives because of what you've been through. And that's what really stood out to me, Rob, is that despite the trauma and the pain and everything that you've been through and the craziness at times, right, that here you are going, okay, I'm where I'm at now and I want to make a difference. And that really stood out to me and it really inspires me. So thank you for being willing to come here and share your story with us today.
No, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You bet.
Wanted to hear it.
So why don't we start? I know there's a lot to talk about, but why don't we start? Tell us a little bit about where you grew up and your childhood.
So I grew up in Utah County in a small town of Payson.
Okay.
It's about an hour south or 45 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And I grew up, I think my parents divorced when I was 2. And I'm not sure when my mom remarried. I wasn't, maybe about 4 or 5. Anyways, I think I shaved my head the day that my mom got remarried to my stepfather. I was just very young. So anyways, I can only remember that particular point in the story.
Were you doing it to rebel kind of thing or just decided to shave your head?
Probably both.
Probably a little both, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty shaky thing up in our home. Yeah. So anyways, so we had a home in Provo when I think my parents were still married. And then we moved to Payson when I was like 6 or 7.
Okay.
So then I lived there till I was 18.
Yeah. Do you have siblings?
I have 2 older brothers.
Okay.
Next oldest is Greg. He's 4 years older than me. And the last one is Garrett. He's 6 years older than me.
Gotcha. Okay. So how were you as a child? Were you rambunctious, getting in trouble kind of kid, or were you like into sports? What was it like?
I was into sports, but that's because my mom put me into sports. Like I was a really good swimmer.
Oh, okay.
So I was in swimming for about 10 years.
Swimming's no joke.
Yeah, it is no joke.
That's quite
I love it.
Yeah.
Funny story, I've also drowned once, and I remember it vividly. And so typically, you'd think you'd have a fear of it, but I love water. So,
okay.
But yeah, swimming was a really
for 10 years,
sport.
huh? Yeah.
I skateboarded when I was younger.
Okay.
I felt like that was a kind of an edgy sport. So the friends that I had were out there, curbing up wax on somebody's property.
Exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Any other things that you were involved with besides those things?
No.
Pretty much that.
There was, depending on what age we're going for, it went from like skateboarding to BMX biking to back to mountain biking, and then hiking, and then cycling, all those sports back through. But nothing really official other than the swimming.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, obviously, what we want to talk about and get into, because there's a lot to share with, and people need to hear this. In your early teens, you started experimenting with drugs, started with weed, and eventually led to meth. So kind of just talk about that, and then just kind of go from there and share kind of what this road led to for you.
Okay. So to give a better little idea is that from the divorce at that young age of 2
Mm-hmm.
till I started showing signs of this outbursts, that was all the framework being laid for like how I would develop later, and then how I would give back.
Gotcha.
in the current time.
Okay.
And so that was a pretty like tumultuous time to be living in my home. My mom was constantly freaked out, always fighting with my dad, with my father, and she had full custody of us except like 1 or 2 weekends out of the month.
Okay.
So that kind of set a lot of roadblocks and some good psychology for all this to make sense later.
Yeah, right.
But when I started getting into drugs and weed, is because my oldest brother Garrett was doing it, and I idled him. So
Okay.
And then Greg and Garrett, my older brothers, they would hang out together, but I was too far away in years from them, and it was like an island growing up. So I idled them, even though they would never want to hang out with me.
Yeah, right.
It started when I was 15, and there was a little bit of drinking too, but I didn't really care for any of that. Just skipping class and the normal stuff. I think I became aware that I had a really good addiction as soon as I was starting to ask my brother more questions about how to like get more, or what are you doing, or how does this all work, and just as I was naturally falling into that world.
Right.
And I could also do school with it. I was still being capable of doing all the activities.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't bothering
Did your
me.
mom or dad know that you were doing this?
My mom knew that my oldest brother was doing it.
Okay.
But I was kind of on the low key. And,
Yeah.
out of all three of us boys, we really I think we really wore our mom out.
Right.
So by the time I came along, she was like, you know what, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in retrospect, it was just attention that I was looking for. The drugs and all that stuff. It was fun, but later I just find out that it's just another way that I was just trying to get attention, whatever way possible.
Yeah. Right.
So I think I watched my brother pick me up one morning to go to a concert, my oldest brother, Garrett. We were going to go to a big ass show at the Utah County Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And I had watched him. We pulled up to a buddy's house to pick up something, and I had come inside, and through the doorway I'd watched my brother snort something over his nose, and I asked later what it was, and he explained to me that was meth, and I said, well, I want to do that, and he goes, no. And I just pined over it all day long, just hounded him. Kind of ruined the concert. So eventually, as a good brother does, he teaches me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all innocent, it feels like at the time, right?
Yeah. And it introduced me to an entirely new perspective of just where I was in my life and what the things that were going on. I think I'm 16 at the time.
Yeah.
I'm just barely getting my learner's permit. I've got a side job. I'm doing really well in school. And so I kind of think I'm like in the fast lane. I'm like, ooh, dude, my life's like really exciting.
Yeah.
And it was. Until I guess it wasn't.
Until it wasn't. Yeah.
And I actually think that I was 17 at this time, because I remember in the first year, the World Trade Towers coming down. So then I remember being that time.
Okay.
Right then.
For sure. Yeah.
And it also supported the crutch of using drugs, because I thought, the world could possibly be ending now. So, why give up? Let's go strong as fast as you can.
Yeah. Right.
And I think before too long, my brother had an alliance with me to only use with him, but that quickly dissolved, and I just started doing it all the time with other people. And,
Right.
And in that fashion, and so that actually drove a wedge between our relationship.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of kept experimenting and going deeper and deeper. And 18 rolls around, and I think the first 30 days of me being 18, I think the first day of me being 18 years old, I got pulled in the principal's office, and because I had been in drug court at one time in school and done really, really well, they can tell when I'm not in drug court.
Right.
Because my grades...
like, something's going on here.
Something's going on. Free
What's
fall
up?
on those
What's
grades.
up with Rob?
Yep. So I was asked to either go back to drug court or I could be released from that school. And so I said, okay, then I don't want to be here anymore. My mom was on the city council in Payson at the time, and so she got word of that pretty fast.
Yeah.
In fact, it takes me like 25 minutes to walk from the high school to my house, and she knew and was at the home before I got you got there. Yeah. And that was like 9:30 in the morning. So she's like, you can either pee in this cup or you can get out of this house. And so like that happened later that day. So those, 18 was a whammy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And then I had already been kind of on the radar with a local PD about some arson and some burglary in the neighborhood. So I was kind of already on the cops' radar.
Yeah.
So I don't even think it was a month into my 18th birthday, and I was locked up for the first 30 days. And that's, that was a big transition of like, oh, okay, so this is what this lifestyle looks like. But I instantly took on the labels of, I couldn't stop this addiction. This is me now. Look what I put myself into. I'm not good enough.
I'm stuck.
Oh yeah. It started so early. When I look back on it now, I'm like, just incredible pain and guilt and shame that you can layer on.
Yeah. Right.
Look at all the people you hurt, your mother. So,
I mean, one day in jail would be tough. 30 days right off the bat, right there. That had to have been tough.
Yeah, it was different when all your responsibilities are taken away from you and you really don't have any rights.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay.
You're just existing.
Wow.
So,
but even that wasn't the wake-up call.
Yeah, so funny thing about that. So my father comes down and visits me and asks if I want to live with him. And I said yes, because I didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
And I started thriving. But he kind of put me. So here's the backstory. My dad was working for Nature Sunshine, doing very well for himself. Lives in South Jordan. So every time that I'd come visit my dad, it was really nice. Like they've got the pool in the backyard, like the lifestyle that I would be loving.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how to have.
How to get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so my stepmother, she gets me a job at a local pool place, in Draper Pool, in like Sandy Pool. She's got the hookups there. And then I have a ride, and my father, buys this real beat up Geo Metro, but it's like, to me, it's gold. It's just absolute gold.
Yeah, right.
About halfway, 4 months into that, I'm getting into shape. I haven't smoked cigarettes or anything like that.
Right,
And then all of a sudden, the thought of I have to use comes into my head. I think I should do this, or I'll have a cigarette. And the sneaking and the lying, literally the smallest things kick off the addiction all over again.
Yeah.
So I think in a matter of like 8 months, I was kicked back out of my house, my dad's house, for the first time. And that was my first real experience of just homelessness. And I was wanted on some burglary and theft charges. Mm-hmm. And I was caught with another individual for that. And we did, I think I did like 9 months right then, doing some felony stuff. Yeah. So that was my real first taste of like, okay, so this is the lifestyle that I need to get used to.
Yeah.
And by the end of that 9 months, I think I was in the annex building. So I was going from work to back to the jail.
To jail.
Wow. And then, so when I left that, I think I got into a pretty toxic relationship, and that will really, really help spin you out. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So after a little bit of homelessness in the jail time, I asked my mother if I could move back in with her. And she said yes. And at that time, her and my stepfather were not getting along. And so I actually think I expedited that whole situation. And I think she instigated a fight one night, and I was in the room when that happened. So that's when my stepfather was never left in the house again.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I
yeah.
tidal waved that.
Yeah.
And then lived with my mom for a while I was trying to figure out why did I have this roller coaster situation where I just could not help myself but use, and then go to jail. And then, so I started piecing it together that, I've got this pattern where I'm getting into trouble a lot, and I'm also know how to get out of trouble. And I'm starting to see these patterns that I know how to get out.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do with myself after I'm out of trouble.
Yeah.
Nowhere to eat, right?
Yep.
So naturally, I just start the addiction back up. And I'm in a toxic relationship, and I'm racking up the charges. I'm going to jail like every 3 weeks.
Are you like, what are these charges? Are you possession charges?
Possession charges, driving on suspension charges, assault charges, all across the Springville, Wasatch Valley. I'm just making a real fool of myself.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, trying to support a really healthy addiction now, and trying to just stay under the radar of anyone that, of my family or anybody like that.
Right.
So.
Wow. Yeah, just out of control, it sounds like at this point.
Yes. So 2006 rolls around, and so by this time, my father and I have a pretty tumultuous relationship, but it's not done.
Yeah.
And on July 29th of 2006, it's July 28th of 2006, the day before, my father had invited me up to go boating at Jordanelle. And I declined, and I was pretty messed up at the time. I just made up a lie. I said, I'll see you in the morning. And about 6 hours later, he was pronounced dead at a hospital in Heber.
Wow.
Just of a heart attack.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay. That was, thank you. It was a huge gift. So the interesting thing about my father passing is because I didn't see how blind I was to all my anger.
Yeah. All the hurt. Yeah.
And so after he died, I really had to ask myself, by the way, when I found out that he passed, I quickly drove to someone's house, and I think I got pretty lost for about 3 months. I fell off the radar, missed the funeral on purpose, just could not clean up. That kind of information was just, I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
And
were you trying to end your life too?
I don't think so. I think I was just trying to bury the unhappiness about the situation.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, now he's gone, and I can't tell him how pissed off I am.
Yeah.
And so it was amazing because it just sped everything up. 9 months later, I'm getting thrown up. And I've told this story before because it's kind of a blackout period.
Yeah.
9 months after that, I just remember coming to and being walked out of the gate of my apartment that I was renting from by handcuffed with cops. And I just remember being kind of pushed up against the car.
Man.
And I just looked around and went, what am I doing? Because it's incredibly embarrassing to get arrested in front of your house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I deserved it. I needed to be put away.
Yeah. Wow. Goodness. There's a tissue over there if you need one. Yeah.
So 3 months after that, I actually go to my very first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in Salt Lake. Okay, let's actually back up. The one of the most pivotal moments was after my father's passing in about that 9 months. I got released the same night that I was handcuffed against that car.
Okay.
And I hooked up again, and I went back to my place, and I put it like about half of what I had in syringes, and I just I didn't try to end my life because I didn't think it would be really that possible, but I tried to just stop the pain, and I just cried for like the next 4 or 5 hours. And I had so much meth inside of my system, and I was just like, okay, it's done working. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And I actually, funny thing is, I prayed, and then I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you are. What's going on? I hate this, whatever this is.
Yeah.
And it's the funny thing is I still go back to the most pivotal moment is I was like, either kill me, lock me up, or like show me a different life.
Yeah.
That's
right.
it. Like, just let it happen.
Yeah.
Because this is crappy. And it was the next day, someone called me and asked if I was looking for a job, and I said yes. And he explained his situation. He said, you just got fired from this other guy, and I'm friends with him, and I would really like to give you a chance. He says you need some help, and so I'd like to help you. So I went up and roofed a deck on a house for him, and he gave me a check, and I opened up my wallet, and I just showed him a bunch of checks, and I was like, I don't even know what to do with money, so your check doesn't help me. Like, because if I cash it, I'm just going to use. Like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, and let's go to a meeting. And so he took me to a very first, I don't know, like a 3 p.m. meeting.
Yeah,
somewhere
right.
at Al-Anon on 50th. And I don't even know if it exists anymore, but there's a big, huge apartment complex surrounding that church, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was my first real taste of AA, and I was like, okay, well, if this is what I have to do. And so I just went from Linden to Salt Lake, and I hung out in the valley as much as I could, go to as many meetings as possible. The cool thing was this guy actually who employed me, is that he agreed that if I did not contact my ex, she was kind of the crux of the deal.
Yeah, that obviously opened the door for you to just crash and burn again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every time.
Yep. It's like a formula, and people don't get it when you first hear it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So he paid my bills. He bought me a car that I paid off with several jobs. And that was my real go at like putting some sobriety, putting some clean time underneath me, and dealing with the crap that I had going on.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't, I had, relapsed on heroin in 2009.
Yeah.
And almost lost my leg. I've kind of passed out on my leg and cut the sciatic nerve off for a long time. So was driven to one hospital, woke up in another. And that's the information they gave me. And so I lost my apartment because the person that was renting the room to me was the one that drove me to the hospital. So obviously they didn't want me in their house anymore.
Yeah, right. And you had to learn to walk again, right? Because of that.
Yeah. And so I didn't have insurance. So I didn't lose my job, which I'm a roofer. So learning how to lock out a leg that doesn't want to work, or you can't really feel it anymore on even a pitch or even level grade, it was impossible. It was I still have things that I'm working out with that leg. So it was a hell of a deal. It was a great wake up call. It bought me my next, into my next like 4 years.
Wow.
And spent working with a company that we did out of state roofings, a lot more. So I was out of the state, 28 days of the month, and came back just to refresh, maybe pay bills, and just get back out.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. And a chance, there was a guy in AA that took a chance on me, and we became really good friends, and we moved in together. And so that's what we created, this safe place to be ourselves, and get some sobriety and do our thing. So, I think in 2013, I took a break from AA. The same day I picked up a chip too. It was really funny. I picked up a chip, and later that night I was like, all right, I'm going to try drinking. And it was one of the most bizarre years of my life, continuing to try and absolutely just prove that I can monitor what's going on. I can do this. And you know what? I did it. I tricked myself. It was completely fine. The funny thing about that is that the moment that I realized that I had tricked myself, it opened this floodgate of thought of like, you just destroyed everything. Just go over the edge now. Like, just do it.
Right.
And that thought scared me so much that I broke up with my fiance that I was dating at the time. Moved out of the apartment, moved right into one of my buddies' places, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm like, here's my new schedule. I'm gonna be here at these times. Please, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great support system."
Right.
And that's exactly what I did for the next, what was it, till 2020. Yeah. And let's see, in that time, in 2015, I petitioned to a board of pardons because at that time I had put a couple years behind my college degree. First at Slick, just getting a general, and then transferring over to the University of Utah to get my social work degree.
Right.
And so one of the first things I need to do is clean up my record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of need to do that.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I had on
important.
I had at the time I had 53 charges, and so I was just trying to get them. Yeah. So I spent a lot of years actually writing BCI, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, and they would deny me because they're like, "You have 5 of these charges, and you have you have 9 of these charges. Like, these will never go away. No." I'm like, dude, just come on. So eventually they wrote me and said, "Stop writing us. This will be the final letter. We just opened up a board of pardons with 6 members on the director, and apply with them, see what they say." So I did it. Immediately turned around, wrote the letter, came back. They denied it. They found a fine that had been accruing interest in Provo for like 8 years. So I went from a $4,000 charge to $12,000. And then they're like, "We denied you because of this, but after you pay this, you can come back and reapply."
$12,000.
Yeah. And they got a 90-day turnover load. So it's like, even if I get that done and then I sign this stuff, it's 6 months.
It's a new group of people.
Right. Yeah.
And they're going to go, "Who are you?"
Yeah, exactly. So I applied again,
Jeez.
and they gave me a pre-approval of like a consultation and kind of meet with who is going to help you proceed through this whole thing.
Yeah.
So they set a date, and I went for a panel of 6 people, and I relived every single charge I had been charged with and whether they deemed that necessary to forgive or not.
Yeah.
And it was a really emotional.
I can imagine.
They would ask you what you were thinking and how you felt.
Yeah.
Instead of like, "Why did you do this?"
Yeah.
And it was a really great. We should write our entire justice system just like that.
Exactly.
Find out where it started.
What were you thinking?
Yeah. So, and after that, they gave me a call about 2 weeks later, and let me know that they were going to allow a full pardon and seal my records. And so, I had a fresh start. And then by that time, I'd put like 12, 13 years that I haven't been in a jail or committed a crime or anything like that. I mean, I put significant time and effort back into working with people in AA and then working as like psych technicians at treatment centers. And so I'm like very savvy with this new world that I'm in, and I put a lot of effort into turning it around. So I was just like elated when they were just like, "Here you go. Here's your future." I mean, and that was kind of the reasons, like, why do you want to write this? Why do you want this sealed in the first place? Because you have a job, like you can work.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah, and it's like, well, no, I have the aspirations to like give back.
I want to do something more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at this time, Rob, I know you, after you almost lost your leg and had to relearn to walk, you got involved, I think, with CrossFit. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got involved with that. Just talk a little bit about that. I mean, I'm a huge CrossFit fan. I love watching the CrossFit games.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at you, man. You're like this. Obviously, you look amazing.
Why? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
This whole thing, no, but you look great. I mean, you can tell you take care of yourself. But how did CrossFit play a part in kind of your recovery?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was trying to mesh all these stories like that.
No. I know there's a lot, but no, this is great. I just really am fascinated by that part.
Okay. Yeah. So, so when my life became semi-normal, maybe about 4 months out of the hospital from losing my leg, that's when someone invited me to go to a CrossFit class, and I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
Because I got a Vasa membership, but I wasn't using it.
Yeah.
And I was just instantly addicted. I think I actually stopped smoking that same week. I picked up a chewing habit, obviously, because you have to just, you have to.
Got to move from one to the other.
Yeah, you need your lungs, but you still need that stuff. And it didn't necessarily like help me learn how to walk again, but it gave me something to do.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Because at that time I didn't know what to do on a Friday night other than go really make an ass of yourself and get into a lot of trouble. Right. I did not know how to do it. And that gave me something to do, and I loved it. I did it for the next 10 years. I did my very first competition as an individual when sectionals was still a thing in 2010 up in Washington. I think Newport, Washington. I'm not sure on that. Fact check me.
Yeah.
But and I lost horribly, but I competed in front of people for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was just like amazing, exhilarating. That was
I bet.
the adrenaline rush off of doing something in front of a bunch of people, and you're like, well, this is gonna like so look dumb.
Yeah.
And you
but
just do
it's
it
much
anyways.
better than getting arrested in front of your house, though.
Yes.
With the neighbors watching.
Gosh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Caveat. At least I'm not getting arrested.
Exactly. Yeah, but no, that takes a lot of guts and courage, because I mean, I look at some of those people that compete in that, and you're like, are you kidding me? They're they're animals.
Yeah, they're just straight
You know,
animals. Straight
but for you
athletes.
to even do that says a lot about you and kind of where your mindset was at the time, right?
Yeah, and I look back now and I go, what was my mindset? Like, how did I fall into this path where it led me down some awesome direction? I'm like, how did I end up here?
Mm.
And
That's amazing.
yeah, so I competed regionals and games on a team, Ute in 2011 and 2013. We placed pretty well as a team,
Yeah.
You cut that part out. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
we did really well, and it was so much fun. In fact, I often think, man, if it was just like 10 years ago, I'd still be just getting into this,
Right.
and it would have been fun. So now I feel like I'm really just a little too old. But regionals 4 times, games
That's
twice.
amazing.
Last time was 2016.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of, people listening to this right now, and just those who have gone through addiction or struggling with it right now, even, I think working out and taking care of our bodies in obviously the opposite way, when we're putting poison in it,
Mm-hmm.
how good that feels, and the endorphins and the serotonin and the oxytocin and all these chemicals that get released when we do that.
Yeah.
How good that feels.
Yeah.
Right.
And at first I don't think so. This was another just an epiphany is when I started doing CrossFit. People would tell you what to eat and what to drink and what times to do all this stuff and yada, yada, yada. So you listen to none of them. You just go and do your own thing, right? You're just collaborating on your own stuff. And I figured out that I have not made my own food in a very long time, that I haven't put thought into what I'm actually eating. And so it cracked the egg on the whole, I'm going to make this a science. And now it's really exciting to make those types of transition in the nutrition aspect.
Yeah.
Like my wife and I cook every night together, but for multiple reasons, just because we want to hang out.
Yeah. Spend time with each other.
Yeah, we love cooking.
Connecting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But back then I'm trying to figure out how the oven works, and I don't know what this plate does, and why is there 2 different sizes of forks? So, and it took me a while to figure something out, because my body was hurt and trying to still heal from a lot of trauma and physical and emotional trauma that I was just being, brought up normally in day-to-day life. So. Yeah.
So no, that's, again, amazing. You talked about your wife, you met her at the end of 2015. You were in toxic relationships before. Now you've kind of turned your life around. Now you meet your wife, right? And now you're you're cooking together.
Yeah.
I think those simple things are so powerful in a healthy living, right? In the way we take care of ourselves.
Yeah, it's been a big coming of a thing in our home. We keep putting little pieces of this thing that we call our home and our life together, and it just becomes a little bit more beautiful every time that we do it. But when we started, when I met my wife, I still think this, but she is so out of my league. So she's so rad.
Shout out to his wife. What's your wife's name?
Angelique Fish.
Angelique. Nice to.
She is the most positive person in the most annoying way. So
like you can't be this happy all the time.
I know,
right?
but
One of
she
those
is.
things.
She's just
Yeah.
a good spirit. And
Yeah.
so when I met her, she was just really outgoing, and I wanted to be a part of whatever she had going on. And ever since we first hung out, it was just like an explosion of excitement. Like we're so opposite too. And that's what makes it
Yeah.
great, you know?
Makes it gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just about as lazy as they get. Really. I have like such high aspirations. I'm just kidding. I've done a lot, but she's just next gear.
Right.
So
Yeah.
she does a lot of outdoor stuff with women.
Okay.
She's got the Wine Hiking Society thing going on for
Oh,
her.
cool.
Yeah, they've been
Right.
doing so great. And
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
and so we get outdoors a lot, and we spend a lot of time together, and to be blessed to have the type of a teacher she is to me.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you found her and she found you.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of questions I have for you, and I'm going to ask you a really tough one right now. Okay, and it's a tough one. Okay, you ready for this? And I know there's so much more to your story, and I know you're chomping at the bit to get to all of it.
Yeah.
But what do you, going through all of this, what is the biggest lesson do you think you've learned? I mean, through the drug abuse, through, you know, even back when you were a kid and watching your parents divorce and dealing with all of that and being arrested in front of your house and almost losing your leg and not being able to walk and just years and years of addiction and criminal behavior. And I know this is hard. You've learned many lessons, I know, but is there something that stands out to you, Rob?
As far as lessons wise?
Yeah, just
I think the biggest lesson that I'm constantly trying to remind myself of is just remind yourself you're human. You know, I'm a human.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
I'm okay.
Ooh, love that.
I'm doing things that I think the best that I know how. Given the circumstances, I'm doing really well.
Right.
From where I've been to the homelessness, the 2.5 years being locked up, just the type of rehabilitation emotionally and mentally that you have to go through to try to teach yourself new stuff because you feel like, okay, now I actually have full power of my self, so I can do anything I want. Now I can go back and get in trouble and then try to reverse all the action. Try to understand how to communicate with my wife in a productive way. And then in and of society, it becomes easy to tear myself down and go, why aren't you doing things better? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? Why don't you have those things yet? And it's like, dude, from where you came from. So just be nice.
Yeah.
Just be nice to yourself. It's okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are okay. You really are. Despite all the stuff you've been through, I mean, at the end of the day, you're okay, man.
Yeah.
Right? I love that you said that. So I have a quote up here on my wall. Do you mind sharing that with the listeners?
The most delightful surprise in life is to suddenly recognize that there is nothing wrong with you. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
That's a good one. And that's ultimately what you're kind of saying there, is that out of all the stuff you've been through, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, you realize at the end of the day, you're human, you're okay, you know, and you're good.
Yeah. And it took a lot of work to get to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's really resonating with me because my life just looks different. It feels different. And I want to help.
Yeah. I love that. What do you love most about you, Rob? Another tough one.
I think I pretty much give it my best every day to like tell the most. I don't know. I think I'm a funny guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm always trying to come up with another joke, but some like half of them don't make it to the speaking piece. But they're hilarious. I'm like, wow, don't ever tell that joke. No. So I'm constantly trying to do that. So I love that about me.
Yeah.
So it makes life livable.
Oh, that's very cool. You know, now are you currently in the graduate program for social work? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're looking at graduating in May of 2023.
Correct.
Right on. Congratulations, by the way.
That's
another
so much.
no easy feat.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing you're doing, right?
Yeah. I've changed 3 cohorts, so been doing this for I've been doing part-time for a long time, so
Yeah.
it's a long time coming. I'm super excited.
Yeah. And then what else are you doing? You currently own your own company, is that correct?
Yeah, I started a roofing company in 2015 and still have it currently.
Right.
And then started my new company in this year, actually, 22, Hive Vibe or High Vibrations, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
The vibrations might be too long to say. So.
Oh, I like that. So tell us about that. What is Hive Vibe?
So last year I thought about creating a program for men to do experiential therapy in the woods or do some guided activities and stuff like that, just to be with guys, just to reestablish this connection with dudes.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything with it for about a year, and then this year rolled around right at the end of January, and I was like, let's just do it. So I contacted a bunch of friends. We did a little beta testing with a weekend retreat, came back. It was a smash, got great results. So we changed the program a little bit and to reflect more of what it is. But really it's a backbone piece, or at least a starting piece. I'm not sure exactly how I should word it, but the retreats is more like at the back end of what I've really got going on, but I'm trying to do coaching on the front end.
Gotcha.
But we flipped it around on this one, and so that's what I do is a self-development coaching.
Love that.
Right now. Yeah.
Very cool.
And so everyone gets a chance to see a different dynamic on the retreat.
On the retreat as well. Yeah, beautiful. Well, I love that you're doing that. Again, that's your way to give back, and people really resonate with you because of your story, because your story makes what you do now authentic.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about what you're doing. And, it's like, had you not been through any of that, it'd be really difficult maybe to do this. You might not even be doing it, but people would probably not listen to you. Like, what is this guy? He's nothing. He's never been through anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yet when people hear your story, and I love the way you share it, by the way, it's very vulnerable and open. So I don't know. I'm just really think it's great that you're doing that to give back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding so far. We've gained a lot of traction and a lot of clients, and I'm super excited to see what we can do as far as gaining more relationships with bonds with men and just helping people move through their path.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to share before we wrap things up? Another loaded question.
Yeah, super loaded. Like, what do you want me to say? Guide me on this.
Well, why don't we do this? If there's someone listening to you right now, Rob, and I promise you there is someone right now listening who is struggling. They're in a dark place. They're kind of caught up. They're not sure what to do. You've already shared some really good advice already. But what could you tell that one person right now who is in that place and is not sure what to do? What would you tell them?
I mean, they might not believe me, but they're not alone. They are so not alone.
Yeah.
We don't have original thoughts. Everyone I talk to fears the same things.
Yeah.
We all have the same fears. So we're all walking each other home in this situation. So I hope that there's somebody that you can reach out to or be willing to reach out to talk to, because talking does so much.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Again, that's why you're doing the development coaching and the retreats and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's beautiful advice. I couldn't agree more. And I will say to that one person as well, reach out to me. And then if they wanted to reach out to you and get to know you better, maybe even sign up for your courses or the coaching, what would be the best way for someone to do that, Rob?
You can find me. Hopefully they have social media, because that's what I'm working with platform-wise on Instagram at hive.vibe.rob. And then we're on Hive Vibe Shopify, and that's when we release our retreats. And you can also just book through me on Instagram as well.
Okay.
On the coaching.
Beautiful. And I'll add that to all the show notes. So
awesome.
They'll also have links to that. So when we go live with this, we'll be able to put that out there. But hey, I can't thank you enough, Rob, for being willing to come share your story and get vulnerable and really open up to our audience. And I know that they're going to benefit from listening to what you've been through, and proof that you can overcome some very difficult things in your life, because again, we're all going through it, right, on some level.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is going to be great. I can't wait for this to go live. I want to say to anyone listening too that if you have someone in your life who's suffering or struggling, share a link of this episode to them. It would be a great way for them to hear someone like Rob and relate with them on so many levels, but also see, how he got past this and now he's giving back and doing something different in his life. And it's possible for all of us, honestly. And that's why I'm sitting here. Kind of the same thing. I mean, I had something happen in my life and because of that, here I am talking to Rob. I mean, are you kidding me? What a blessing this is to be sitting with you. So thank you. It means a lot to me.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Well, there you go, guys. I told you this was going to be another amazing episode. Please reach out to Rob. Check out, his Instagram. Check out his courses, his development coaching, and be a part of what he does. I think it's pretty amazing what he's doing. And thank you, like I said, for always tuning in week after week. Again, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for all you do and for believing in me. Again, we're trending because of the sponsors. It allows us to get this message out to more and more people, and we're going to continue doing that. So I love you guys. And Rob, once again, a big thank you to you. And again, a shout out to your wonderful wife for supporting all that you do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Till next time, everyone.